TikTok is still here for now, but you saw that it could really go away at any given moment. And so many people are banking their entire business, their whole brand on a platform that could leave at any given moment. So hopefully that was your wake-up call. And you're now thinking about, what can I do if TikTok were to go away? And that's what this video is all about right here. Diversifying your audience and where you should focus your time and attention to grow a loyal audience that actually makes you money and improves your life and brand. I run a marketing agency for a living. I literally help brands and businesses grow on social media and make money from content. And so because I have that business background, I'm actually not a massive fan of TikTok. It's great for traffic, but it made everyone drunk on views. It made everyone think that going viral was the only way to be successful. And that's just not the case. That's why there's so many TikTok creators with millions of followers and $0. So I want to give you a refined approach for how you should really view content in the first place, how you should make social media platforms work for you, and where you should focus your time and attention. So a lot of people, where they should start is really figuring out who is their audience. They don't even really have this figured out. They're just chasing views for views' sake. And that's why they don't convert these viewers into fans, customers, and loyal supporters of their business. But you can if you understand who your audience is. The first thing that you should do, and it's what I do with any new client that I ever onboard, is we go do a ideal viewer avatar. We figure out a persona of who their ideal person is. We break down who they are, what they're thinking about, their pain points, their problems, their dreams, their desires. We obsess over that person, so we know everything that's on their mind. We do this very deliberately because in a world of constant distractions, we are really trained and primed to only pick up on things that are specific for us. The example that I give to make this very clear is, I'm sure you've been in a room that's very crowded, tons of people speaking, and you can't really make out what people are saying. But the second you hear your name, you're able to hone in on that and hear it clearly. The same thing is happening every single day on social media for creators and brands that have done the time to figure out who their ideal viewer is, so they can speak that language, they can say their name in the sea of distractions to capture their attention quickly and build a relationship. So that's why it's so important to start here. So many creators that aren't making money, that aren't achieving their goals, it's because they don't even really know who they're trying to speak to. And they may think they do, but if you haven't taken the time to really break down and build out an ideal viewer avatar or persona, I promise you, you don't. But I'm here to help. I do this all the time, every single week with every new client we onboard. And I'm sharing with you our internal document in the description box down below. We've given it to you in a Google Drive format or a Google Sheets format, as well as a Notion. So whatever you prefer, whether it's Notion or Google Sheets, there's a free template that you can go through down below. Spend hours doing this. If you need more support through this, I can make a video teaching you how to do this. But take the time, go through it, and think about your ideal viewer from the perspective of the value that your content provides or the solution that your business provides. Think about everything through that lens. Build out this ideal viewer avatar, and it's going to shape content for you. The amazing thing about starting here is because once you really know who the people are that you're trying to speak to, creating content that can go viral and go viral to the right people becomes incredibly easy. And I mean that really, it becomes very easy because the proven formats are already out there for you. People are doing this research all the time, chasing views for different audiences. Once you know the ins and out of your people, you can go look at a proven video topic or concept and just swap the parts, right? So if it's a video about something that's super relatable within a specific niche, go find the equivalent for your target customers, for your ideal audience. This makes content research so much faster and way more effective. And so because of this, we're going to reassess our entire strategy because we now know who we're trying to reach. Now, what we do to make this really effective is we go use platforms, and the keyword is we're using the platform, it's not using us, to get what we want out of it. And to do that, we first need to figure out, what does each platform actually want? What are they prioritizing? And so many people don't get this. They haven't spent enough time on social media. They don't get the difference between the platforms, and they don't think about that, and then they wonder why they don't get success. At the end of the day, all these platforms are for-profit businesses, and so if you don't align with their values and what they're going for, they're not going to help you out, and you wouldn't either. So what I want you to do is shift your perspective. We're going to completely change your strategy. The platforms that I recommend focusing on is, I want you to swap your short-form focus from TikTok, and now it's going to be Instagram. And I know that Instagram has been so victimized or demonized over the past few years. It's cool to hate on Instagram, but Instagram has been awesome for a long time for a lot of people. There are so many people building businesses and making a ton of money on Instagram. And in my opinion, it's a better platform to build a business on. There's way more tools on there. They're a lot more cool with you monetizing on platform. And they're also a lot more okay with you getting people off the platform. TikTok sold you the dream of all these views, but getting people off of TikTok was near impossible, and making money from TikTok was super difficult. Both those things are a lot easier on Instagram. So you're now going to shift your main short form platform, and you're going to make it Instagram, because Instagram is a great place to build relationships and still get that top of funnel traffic once you figure out what they want. And that's what we're going to share with you in this video. And if you want a full, more in-depth breakdown of the things we're going to talk about, check out this video I just posted here. It's in the card above, where I went really deep into this. But for the sake of this, Instagram is obsessed with shareable content. Their head of product, their head of Instagram, has said so many times that you should focus on shares. But very few people have explained, and he did a poor job of this too, explaining why that matters. So they are constantly doing tests and experiments across their profile, and they're looking for everything they can find to maximize how much time is spent consuming content on Instagram. And from their data, they found that when people go to DMs, they end up spending more time on the app, meaning they make more money. So because of that, within their algorithm, they reward creators that send people to DMs or content that gets shared. So if you think about what people share and you make content to manufacture those shares, that's how you can go viral really easily on Instagram. And because we did the work of our ideal viewer avatar, which we talked about a few minutes ago, you now know who these people are inside and out. You know what's on their mind, and you know what's on their friends' minds because they're all very similar. And so if you use proven formats that went viral on Instagram already because they were shared a lot, and you just swap the variables to your specific audience, that's how you can get easy, viral, targeted content. And that's really where the ticket is. If you can get views, it doesn't help you unless it's the right people. And this is how you get views to the right people. Another reason why I massively prefer Instagram is because they prioritize shares so much. If you get the right people to see your content in the first place, capture their attention, and then send it to more similar people, you're now putting rocket fuel on your content and your income from your time spent on social. You're turning it into a tool for you. So you're going to make Instagram a major priority for you, and you're going to prioritize creating shareable content. And it's not as hard as you think. Just think about what you've sent people. Go through your DMs and think about the things you're sending people. It's a trade of social currency. When you send someone something, it's because you're attaching yourself to it. It's either showing that you see them, you're acknowledging them, you think it's funny, you're providing some humor, you're providing them education, you're providing them some sort of value, and you feel like it elevates you as a person by sending it to someone else. Just think about examples where you could do that with your content. It happens all the time. You can study content on Instagram, and anything that's going viral, it's because it's getting shared a lot. And just think logically, why are people sharing this? And how can I include elements like that within my content to get a lot more shares? Okay, so Instagram's priority number one for short form now. Okay. And then now you also want to take advantage of their latest features. If you want to hear about them, this video's right here. They're adding a ton of features to seize the moment and try to beat TikTok. With it potentially going away, people are now very aware that they do need to diversify and be on different platforms, and Instagram being one of the major ones. So they're trying to give you all the tools that made TikTok so great. So they've released a ton of different features. I won't go into them in this video in the interest of time, but you want to be using Instagram's features whenever they roll them out. They always prioritize accounts that are using their newest features because they want people to see that these features work and that they get people results. And so you do that by rewarding the people who are using it quickly. So that's a fundamental rule with Instagram. They're constantly rolling new things out. So if you adapt quickly and use it in your strategy, you will ultimately win because of that. So you're going to make Instagram more of a priority, and you're going to jump on features quickly and early and have fun with it. Most people, why they hate Instagram is because the relationship with it is just bad and their expectations are bad. And they didn't even realize what they were coming to social media for. A lot of people were super drunk on the views, like I said, from TikTok, but they don't realize that that's not actually helping their business. So we're going to figure out, why are you on social media in the first place? And we're going to use Instagram as our primary top of funnel tool to help us achieve our goals, which for most people out there, it's going to be growing your brand or business. And that's how we're going to do that. Now, that's our short form part of our content dealt with, but you do want more bottom of funnel tools out there. And the best platforms for that are going to be either YouTube or a podcast. And I can view them both pretty interchangeably. It's more long form content for a more concentrated audience. This is really for your core people. And so with that, how do you start with YouTube? TikTok potentially going away should wake you up. And you now know why you should focus on Instagram and how you're going to do that. But you should also be having YouTube to supplement that. YouTube is a search engine, and it's the second largest search engine on the planet currently. So where I recommend starting with your new YouTube channel for this year is to learn YouTube SEO. SEO just stands for search engine optimization. And that's a fancy way of basically saying making content based on what people are searching so that you show up when they search that thing. This kind of traffic is so valuable because it's so targeted. People are actively typing this in because they have a specific problem they're looking to solve. And if your content solves that problem, they're motivated and ready to take action. So it converts way better than short form content. It's not even close. It's just a totally different ballgame. And the problem with what TikTok has done in terms of shaping people's minds is that people see a few thousand views on a video and they think that's a dud. That was a failure. But if those few thousand people can all become customers and a bunch of them do, that could be worth more to you than a million views of vanity that doesn't turn into any business. So that's why I run, most of our clients are specializing in YouTube, because YouTube traffic converts. So the first place you're going to start with your YouTube channel is figuring out SEO. It's a lot easier than ranking on Google, which is nice because less people are willing to make videos. So go figure out what are the words or the search phrases that it'd be really valuable for me and my business to rank on. I'll give you an easy example. If you are a coffee shop in my local town of Toronto, there's a lot of words associated with that would be really valuable if you ranked there, right? It could be best coffee in a certain neighborhood, best things to do in the neighborhood that you're in, best coffee in Toronto. You see what I mean? You want to reverse engineer what would people be looking for, or what would they be typing in right before they go and make a purchasing decision for your potential product or service. If you learn that and you make the content that directly fills that need, even with a brand new channel, you can get ranking across Google and YouTube for search quite easily, because nobody is really taking advantage of this. Everyone is chasing the virality over on TikTok because they think that's success, and they're not going after this because there might only be 50 to 100 views for a lot of these keyword terms per month. But if those are 20 more customers per month for you coming in every single month, that's transformative for your business, because it's not just them that's changing, right? If they come in and have a good experience, who are they telling? They're telling everybody else. They're telling people on their Instagram story. They're telling them their friends directly. So YouTube SEO is, I think, the most slept on thing still to this day, because it's not as sexy. Very few of these videos will go viral, but they will make you money, which is what I care about for you. So you're going to learn YouTube SEO. If you guys want more content on that subject, you let me know and we'll make it. You shape the content I create here. I want to help you grow your brand online and make more money. So if there's videos you want, you got to tell me and I'll make them, right? So we figured out we're going to do YouTube SEO. We're going to figure out high intent keywords. So what are people typing in right before they might buy from us? And then you want to create this content. And you always want to think about it like this. You want to think about the search that they're typing in, but then what specifically are they looking to get out of the video after typing that in? If you learn basic YouTube SEO and you create the content that fits the desire behind the search, that's how your video can get ranking, stay there quickly, and get there quickly and stay there for years. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to do these for all the terms that are the most important to your business. And by doing this and doing so in a concentrated way, it makes YouTube very clear on who your account is, so that you can gain what's called ranking authority on YouTube, which basically means that you're a trusted source for that kind of information within that niche. And so the example of the coffee shop, if I'm making super concentrated content about living in the Toronto area and coffee in general, they now have a very good idea of who would want my content. And that increases the trust that they have within me to show me within search terms that are related to that. So that's why you want to get out there. You want to establish ranking authority and make it very clear and obvious who you are for, so YouTube can be confident in that business decision to put you there. Because YouTube is another for-profit business. If someone leaves YouTube because they didn't find the video they wanted, they just lost out on money. And so as long as you're doing what helps them help their customer, you're going to win. You're going to get the views and you're going to get the business. Okay. So you're going to start there with YouTube. You're going to start with the obvious search-based videos, because those are more simple videos to make. You don't need to be as creative. Most of the advice on YouTube is telling you to go after these viral videos again. And that is fantastic. But if you're a local business, that doesn't help you. And so I'd rather be focused on concentration of my audience for now on YouTube while I'm learning YouTube. And then once you've made a bunch of videos, you have ranking authority, you're ranking for the high intent keywords that we talked about, then you can branch out. Once you've learned the skill of YouTube, then go ahead and attract a more broad audience that is maybe a little wider. Go for that. But why not build the foundation now, doing the things that are easier, that less people are even trying to do, and taking advantage of the money that's on the table? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to prioritize Instagram as your new focus for short form. And of course, keep posting on TikTok if it's around, but prepare for it being gone. We're also going to get a more of a bottom funnel approach. It's a lot more targeted with YouTube or a podcast. I recommend just going with the YouTube channel. A podcast can also be part of the YouTube channel. But then ultimately, now we've built a relationship and we're being very strategic with all this. The final thing that's so important in all of this is that you want to own this relationship. While I love Instagram and I love YouTube, both of them are just platforms that could go away like TikTok. They can go away and they can also change, right? So one change in their algorithm could make you lose so much of your business if you're relying just on those channels. So while I do love Instagram and I love YouTube, you need to own the relationship. And the best ways to do that currently are either with an email list or an SMS list, so a text list. That should be your priority. Instagram is how people are going to find you in the first place, and you can go viral on those platforms, and you can start to build a relationship. The core people that are very motivated are going to find you through YouTube. And it also helps if a lot of people have seen your face before or your brand on Instagram, it's going to help how many people click you on YouTube. The YouTube videos will build the relationship. It's more longer form content. It's very concentrated, but you're going to take advantage of the relationship that you now have with them and get them over to an email list or an SMS list. And this is so important because this is the only form of communication with your audience that you actually own and fully, completely control. Everything else that you're doing when you build your brand on social media platforms, it's like building your house on somebody else's land that they could change at any given moment. They could take it away from you and your whole business could crumble. So you want to prioritize building an email list. One of my personal favorite platforms to do this on is Beehive. And my advice for starting an email list, if you're new to this, is start with what is something very small that you could provide that is valuable. One of my favorite examples of this is an entrepreneur named Sean Puri, I think his name is. He's one of the co-hosts for a very popular podcast called My First Million. And so he talks to entrepreneurs all the time. And so his newsletter that he does every week for entrepreneurs, all he does is compile his 5 favorite tweets that are entrepreneur related into a newsletter, and that's his newsletter. So basically what you want to do is you don't want to create a ton of more work for yourself, but what's something that you could take advantage of that you're probably already doing? Put it into a easy to consume form factor for your ideal audience and offer that to them. You don't want to create a ton of work for yourself, but you want to create a bit of value that's an obvious yes for the people that really like your content. So that way when you get someone to your YouTube video, you can push it in the description box, in the pinned comment, and within the video itself saying, go sign up for our newsletter, you get this. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to make their newsletter too valuable or too long and too time consuming. And that means they don't stick with it. And it also kind of misses the mark in terms of getting people to want to sign up. If it's difficult to understand the value behind the newsletter, you're not going to get people to sign up. But a super obvious value proposition like 5 of the best tweets I saw this week for entrepreneurs, that's an obvious no-brainer, right? So think of something equivalent to that within your niche that is easy for you to do, and ideally taking advantage of something you're already doing within your business that you can take the time and the expertise that you have from doing that and give that to people who are interested in it and are your ideal audience. But you want to own the relationship. So in summary, TikTok might go away. That's okay. We're still going to be fine. You're going to be all right. You're going to take advantage of Instagram's newest features to get reach and start building a relationship there. You're also going to prioritize YouTube, and you're going to focus on high intent search engine optimization content to get people consistently finding you month over month that are ready to buy, ready to become a customer, and take advantage of the compounding effects of that. Then once you get better at YouTube, you learn the skill, you can broaden out your content if that's what you want. But if you're making the money that you want, you may not even care at that point. And then lastly, you're going to own the relationship either through an email list or an SMS list. That is how you build a high profit funnel for your business, whether you're a creator, a brand, a local business. That's the ticket. But I know that so many busy brand owners or business owners struggle with getting content out there just because they don't have the time and they can't afford to hire a full-on social media manager. That's where Flick comes in. We built an affordable and highly effective solution to get social media content out for you and act as your social media manager at a fraction of the price of what it normally costs. We just launched this service. People are loving it, and it's available right now in a limited capacity. So if you check this link out right here, you can see our plans and what they start at. It is a fraction of what it would cost to hire a full-on social media manager. And the content is highly effective as this tool was built completely with social media managers and growth marketers in mind and in collaboration with them. So it's purely focused on your brand and converting content into views that turn into money. So if you're looking for help with content for your brand, definitely check that out. It's the first link in the description box and the pinned comment of this video. And if Instagram's a priority of yours this year, definitely watch this video right here where I walk through the latest changes and how you can use them to your advantage. I'll see you over there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.